Hello, I'd like to talk about a problem that Ireland has, and that is the lack of independent, truthful media. What we have in Ireland, look, RTE is a state broadcaster. It's funded by the state. In a large part, it's funded by the state. It is a state broadcaster. It pumps out state propaganda. During the lockdown, RTE, Claire Byrne especially, and people like her were absolutely disgusting. Talk about complete neglect of any journalistic integrity and output. It was just state propaganda. They take it, press releases from the government, turn around and spout it out to the people. And yet, many of the regional radio stations, which used to be quite independent, and regional newspapers as well, so many of those have now been bought up by much bigger conglomerates. And look at the papers themselves. The Irish Indo, for example, is now owned by, I believe, a Belgian-Dutch company, Bauerhaus. So many of the media, far from being working in Irish interests, now work in the interests of large global corporations and large corporations in Ireland. And they are, the journalists now work as, well, they are the whore media prostitutes who are there to enforce a story and to neglect facts and stories which hurt meta-narrative of the government. So look at the last 2 weeks. That guy, that Kurdish terrorist who's convicted in Turkey for arson, for kidnapping and for robbery, was caught in Dublin with a samurai sword. Now this guy is wanted by Interpol in a huge number of states, and yet he can walk into Ireland and walk around to his heart's content. And there's another guy there from Zimbabwe. He's up for 3 murders, and yet that guy can walk into Ireland and get free accommodation at taxpayers' expense in the Red Cow in Dublin. It's disgusting. And so many murders being carried out by non-nationals, welfare migrants coming into Ireland, getting an easy ride off the taxpayer, have sexually assaulted and raped girls, and there's nothing to do. It's incredible. So be very, very careful of the media. Be careful what you read. We can see there the last tirade is about so-called far right, which is just concerned parents. It's that one in George Orwell, 1984. The last and most important command of the party was that you were to disbelieve your own ears, what you see with your own eyes and what you hear with your own ears. That is the ultimate command of the party. So we must counter that, and we must trust what we see and what we hear from people we trust. And that certainly does not include the prostitutes of RTE and the Irish press. Prostitutes of Ireland have done a lot of damage. What we need is an independent press with diverse ownership in the press. And so many, sadly, so many of these journalists are bought off in a way with a promise of a press advisor job to many ministers. I've done a video on that before. It's very sad. It's very dangerous for Ireland. My name is Herman Kelly. I'm president of the Irish Freedom Party. Let's keep on trucking for Ireland. Go Ramagatsa.